Okay, how's it, guys? Cool. So we quite deep into our winter challenge at the moment, and a few questions have come up with regards to what is mobility. Okay, even the guys that have been training with us for quite some time, they don't even know what mobility is, and that's quite fine because it's not something that we get taught and shown how to do quite often. So hopefully I can just shed a little bit of light on you so that when you shoot your video you can kind of be doing something productive with time that is outside of the gym. That's a huge part of what this winter challenge is about, is actually doing things that aren't necessarily inside the gym but is also outside the gym, and things that you can do to make yourself better with a short period of time every day that that you can do at home in front of the TV. Okay, so mobility can sometimes be confused with flexibility. All right, flexibility is, you know, how flexible am I? Can I put my head on my toe? You know, that would actually show how flexible, let's say, the back muscles of my body are. But mobility is more about how good is my body in movement. So mobility being mobile, we want to see that when you're training, that we see you express movement, and that is done through mobility. All right, now for instance, Dan, can you get me a plastic pipe there? So let's look at a practical example over here now. Is how come I can squat 200 kilos, but as soon as I take it overhead and I want to do an overhead squat, I struggle with a 20 kilogram pipe? Now that doesn't necessarily mean that you've got a strength issue. It might just necessarily be I just can't get myself into a good enough position to be able to maintain the shape that I need so that I'm functional, that I'm mobile. Does that make sense? Okay. Your body is a very, very unique thing. It gets very, very good at whatever you ask it to do. So if you sit all day, okay, like a lot of us do, drive in cars, sit behind desks, you're going to be very, very good at sitting. You're a professional sitter, I'm sorry to say. You're not a professional accountant or a professional, I don't know what it is, salesman. You're a professional sitter. All right, and now what we need to do is we need to take that into our minds and realize, okay, cool, what am I doing throughout my day? How is my body being? What is it like when I come and exercise? Is it getting better? Is it getting worse? And generally we can attribute a lot of these sort of little problems that you might face in the training or outside of the training just simply because we're just not mobile. Okay, so I'm going to just show you exactly what I mean by mobility. Okay, so this is my front rack. When I'm going to do a front squat or catch a heavy clean, that's going to be my front rack. Now I'm required to pick the bar up, catch it at my shoulders, and then be able to ride it down and even go into a front squat with it. All right, now if I don't have the ability to maintain that upright trunk and then also keep the elbows up, I'm going to have a problem with regards to mobility, right? So this would be something that I would do to help my front rack position. So if we have a look here, I'm just going to load up the band and allow the band to do the work. And I'm trying to mimic that front rack position that I would have when I'm actually catching the barbell or front squatting the barbell. Now this is just a few seconds. We could say that's about 10 to 15 seconds. Now look at the difference between the two. Have I improved my front rack? Definitely I have. Did it take me long? No, it didn't at all. It just means that I've actually applied some tension to the tissue in the area, and very, very specifically I'm looking at the movement. I want to see how can I improve my movement in the front rack or front squat or catching a heavy clean. And now we see that both sides have become the same. So that's very simple. Mobility. You can do it with a band, you can do it on a foam roller. I actually got one here. Roll out your glutes. Think about your body, think about the tight tissue. If you're sitting a lot, you should be looking after your quads, your glutes, your hammies, and all of these things, so that when you train, when you exercise, you can move better. Better movement, better results, more intensity, more fun, less pain, and that's it. I'm finished. Thanks, Jesse.